halfway through your reading. I hadn't pressed the record button. Thank you, Mercury, for reminding me. Touche, touche. What I was saying, Pisces, this is mirroring your bonus video, which the sound was a little distorted on, so I wanted to expound on what was kind of happening with that. This card popped out while I was meditating, praying, and shuffling over the cards. Now, you're not receiving what's for you because you don't think that it's for you. Coming out of a situation, circumstance, state of mind where what's coming doesn't match where you're at. This is an opportunity. It is being given to you, but not in a way that you're used to receiving it. If you're used to receiving at all, you're always in a state of holding it together, being stable for others emotionally, familially, friendship-wise. You are pretty much that chest that holds things. Okay? You're getting a second chance, but you don't see it as a chance. You see it as same old, same old, same old. But you have the opportunity to view it differently without the falsehoods, without the missing pieces in information. You've gotten information. You understand that this shit is no good. Okay? So now you can take that knowledge with you while you still are allowed to renew. 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 What do you believe in? Where is your faithfulness? I'm not talking about a religious regard, because it's something about what you believe and what you perceive that are causing this discord. You have no control over anything or anyone else. Only you. Only your reaction. Only what you allow. Only what you take in. Only what you put out. That's it. That's all, right? This is a gift. This is being given. You're to receive it, right? Are you turning it down, or do you not recognize it? Look at it again. Not through this lens, not through this. These are both feeling cards, but they're of the mind. So you're feeling a memory. You're feeling a thought. You're not feeling what is actual. Change agent here. If it was not for you, you would not be put back in this decision mode to reconsider. There's something guided about this that you did not recognize. You're not, this is a feeling of rawness to me. If this is stuff that has come out in the open, or truth that you've realized about yourself, self-deception, and things of that nature, in the event that what you thought or what you assumed broke your damn heart, right? I'm not making this about anybody else. So just listen and focus. If you're wondering about someone else, you can go somewhere else. This is for the person I'm speaking to solely and soulfully. Okay? We're going to get into it. This is a feeling of being raw, exposure, vulnerability. You don't have the cushion of the beautiful lies around you. Right now, it's some pretty ugly ass truth. And you've been wrapped up in it and how it feels to think how such a thing could have happened, right? That's exactly where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to receive all of the emotion. The feelings fluctuate. Emotion is constant. Emotion is stable. It is the feelings pertaining to the emotions that fluctuate. Once you feel a certain state of emotion, you only feel variances that are considered feelings. Those are fleeting. Emotions are constant, okay? Contingent upon what you believe in. And it's asking you to reconsider based on your core values and beliefs. Your perception and recollection of the event, of the situation, of the memory is keeping you from acceptance of it. But that goes against your beliefs. In school, you're doing a study guide or you're answering questions to a particular subject. You believed something and you put the answer down on the paper. When the test comes back, you got it wrong, saying you didn't have the correct answer, right? You get to do it again. You get to retake the exam. But this time, you have to be open to receiving the correct information, the way it's presented to you in conjunction with your level of understanding and belief in the subject that you're studying, that you're learning. You've learned enough to be confident. You know that you can do this, right? But you understand that what you previously believed was false. That's why it was considered wrong or incorrect for the particular questions and circumstances that were presented to you. So it makes you almost, in a sense, dislike the whole subject when it was just a couple of things that you misunderstood. You have the potential to get 100 on this exam, on this quiz, on this assignment. But you're looking at this as an intimidating factor, and therefore you cannot receive. It doesn't click. It doesn't click because you're looking at it as if, well, this is hovering over me, and it's hard for me to be attentive because all I can think about is how many answers I got wrong. So how can I have any absorption. How can I absorb? How can I retain any of this subject when I've already failed? When I've already gotten a low mark, already gotten a red mark, a grade that I was unsatisfied with. What's the final word? Oh. It's going to be made clear to you. You got the sun, you got the star, the moon, and you have two characters here. Queen of Swords, King of Cups. I was about to say King of Hearts. It's going to be made clear to you. This is water, water. This is air, air. It goes with the fucking reading I posted for Pisces. Someone who is intellectual, more logical, people who can figure, configure, recalibrate mentally, information, relay it. They have direct access to the air element. Okay. So even through this Mercury retrograde, because they always deal in an air like fashion, they can see statistically, analytically, trends that cannot be clearly felt through. Okay. If that makes sense, this person is a companion. It's combining two elements. Phone's ringing. I don't know who it is. Okay, so take a look. King of Cups has a cup, right? He always has a cup, but does he ever receive one? Okay. You have the moon, water, subconscious, things laying dormant, programs, substance abuse, programming abuse, as far as mental processes. That's exactly what we see here. To make logic of something that is unconscious is you can't. This is something. It's a combination. Okay. If this King of Cups knows the moon and he knows the subconscious as far as how to be in it, thinking of it in a conscious way won't make sense. But this air energy here is connected to the stars themselves. It's connected and has understanding, knowledge, wisdom that encompasses the makeup and the composition of stars, the cosmos, the universe. This is a person who can teach. This is a person who can relay that information in a way that brings reception. This is where the second chance comes in. If you cannot see your way through it, if you cannot think your way through it, go to a person who has the mental and the air element down to a science. Aquarian energy, we're leaving out of, but there has been information picked up in the Aquarian time frame, in the energy of Uranus, that is going to assist Pisces in general to become a full awakened Pisces that is receptive and not just perceptive and not deceptive. You understand? The moon energy is transitional, as are the phases of the moon. And that's kind of where it's at as far as the different polarities of what King of Cups is capable of, no matter who, in regards to who it is. To become the King of Cups is a state of emotional intelligence, discernment, and mastery. This denies the completion that is promised to be given. It is being offered in a physical way. It is being given, gifted, presented in a way that can't fade with time. This type of investment on an emotional plane, on a spiritual plane, and on a mental plane has appreciation attached to it. Damn, Pisces. Accept the help. And it looks like you want it. It looks like you want it. But it's like, do I go here? Do I stay here? And it's like almost wanting to give this certain emotion or this certain feeling a sense of honor, mourning it, but there's no feelings about it. So why are your thoughts controlling what you receive emotionally? Because to receive this cup is to heal. And somebody's trying to show you how. The Queen of Swords is trying to teach you how. The King of Cups is trying to remain in recalling, recounting, revisiting the memory of, the thought of, the view of that no longer exists in this moment in time. And this Queen of Swords is attempting to assist you to transcend it, whomever that may be for you. You're being asked, come out of the water so we can look at it above water. We can still use the water, but in a different way. To nourish versus drowning oneself, immersing oneself in thought. We can use it to cleanse. We can use it to purify. We can use it in a different way. Let's do it my way, Queen of Swords is saying. You've done it your way, and these are the results you've gotten. It's time for you to learn a new element, and that will shed light on the element that you're akin to. You've only experienced it with a certain level of understanding because you have never stepped outside of yourself to learn it from an objective point of view. You think that this, because of this being your element, that you understand the full capacity of this subject, and it's quite clear that you don't. You're being asked to surrender your belief about love, emotion, acceptance, the things that you think you know. Start as a beginner and learn in a different capacity, and let someone teach you more about your element from their perception. That takes you out of the moon and into the star, where Aquarian energy is a very detached point of view. They can see outside of. They're the water bearer. They're not the water. They're the carrier of. So they have a different vantage point. That's it, Pisces.